Potentially, but first of all, he handled that really well. You guys came at him several times. But of course, what else is there to say? You have to handle your business in the matches, and you have to prepare every week like every point matters, just like normal. He's right. They would normally be in a much different situation if they didn't have the point deduction. They have to have the mentality that any points that are given back to them are a positive right now, and they have to just keep focusing on moving forward, thinking forward, and going after it game after game.
There's also this second charge hanging over them as well, Jamie, so we may not know right until the end point of the season or even beyond the end of the season the status of Everton, which is extraordinary, especially if we talk about a club that's been in the top division for such a long time, 70 years.
Yeah, I mean, that can't happen in terms of this going to past the end of the season. I don't see how that is even feasible. And it's not just about Everton, it's all the clubs around them. And when we talk about how Everton are dealing with their situation, obviously I think we'll find out this week, and there may be something else to come, maybe at the end of March. It's how it affects other clubs as well. You could actually argue that certain clubs are being galvanised by it. You actually think of Luton, that should be giving them energy. And I also go back to how poor Sheffield United and Burnley have been. And they could look at themselves at the end of a season and go, we were so poor in the Premier League. If we'd just had a normal season that a promoted club normally has in and around relegation, we may have actually stayed up because Everton and Nottingham Forest have actually been deducted points, So, this is not just about the two clubs, Everton now, but also Nottingham Forest is coming, but also how it affects some of the other teams. So I can't see a situation where it is allowed to go into the end of the season.
You live in the city, you hear what people are talking about. Everyone is talking about the fact some points might come back. It would be a hammer blow if they didn't, wouldn't it?
Yeah, listen, I would expect some points to come back. I would, because I think the initial reaction from everybody in football when they seen the 10-point deduction was, whoa, that feels harsh. Yes, Everton admitted the breach, so there's going to be some sort of sanction. What should it be? Because it's never happened before, so there's that grey area there. But I think when it came through, I think everyone thought, oof. And I think that basically killed the January transfer market, because I think that scared a lot of clubs basically in January, that thinking that we can't afford to get close to the line with FFP, PSR, whatever you want to call it. And I think it almost stalled the transfer market in the Premier League in January, because they're scared about the repercussions of what Everton have got and what's to come. But the big thing for me is that I think Everton will get something back. I think it'll be small. I think it could be 2-3 points maximum. I don't know.